What is up? So here's another video update. Training is going pretty good. I finished my first 5 weeks of the strength cycle. I have a competition next weekend, so next week I'll taper up a little bit and see how it goes. And I feel like I'm going to throw pretty well. I feel pretty good, and I'll get some more time on the field. But the last couple throwing sessions I've had have been pretty solid. A couple other things in the work. Been trying to fix this shitty ankle I've got. My left ankle doesn't move much anymore. Don't really have any reason for this, but it's kind of to the point that it really won't go out over my knee very far. It's about 4 inches less than what my right one does, so it kind of affects the bottom of a squat. It kind of affects the bottom of my clean and snatch. However, it doesn't really affect me throwing, so it's not something I'm going to get cut open or dealt with in any type of real, any hurry. I still want to get it looked at and see if I can't get it to move by myself the rest of the year. So I'm kind of leaning on some friends who've got some better help in that department than I do as far as knowledge. So I'm talking with Mark Bell is helping me with some ideas and how to get that thing going. Check him out, Super Training TV. Everyone should know he is. He invented the slingshot, which is by far the best product on the market for saving your shoulders and working on your bench. Every time that I add this thing into my training, my raw bench goes up a ton. You get to do some nice overload work and really push the triceps and rear delts. I also use his wrist wraps to throw. They're great compared to other powerlifting wrist wraps I've used in the past for throwing. They're lighter material and they stretch more. I feel like they give a lot more rebound for throwing. Plus the way the thumb hold is, it's a lot easier to get on and off, and it's typically out of the way when you're trying to throw. That said, he's also got another product that I've been using as a hip circle. It kind of replaces using what I've been doing with bands for a while. And you stretch it around kind of the outsides of your knees and do some side walks and some forward walks and some backward walks, and it really, really warms the hips up. I'm having some issues with my left IT band, probably due to issues with my ankle, and really starting to try to work on both. It really bothers me when I squat. But such is life. I don't remember any times, in the last couple of years that I feel 100% healthy, and that comes with the territory. Maybe if I back off for 2 weeks, everything will feel fine, but ain't nobody got time for that. You got to get shit done, and you got to get to the gym, and you got to suck it up. I'll have time to back off later in the season whenever a big game comes and it's time to start throwing far. This week, doing some rep max testing and pretty happy. Yesterday got in, squatted 565 for 6 and benched 385 for 4. Those give me some new numbers to work the next 5 weeks off of, and I'm pretty excited about the progress I'm making. Making their body weight right now this morning was 276, so that's where I want it to be. Trying some other new stuff. I've tried some diet stuff in the past kind of on my own, and clearly I do not have the proper knowledge or the resolve, I guess, to do it on my own. I just get lazy and it's pretty shit. But so now that I'm a bit older and just turned 30, it's time to tackle some of this and be less of a big fat fuck and try to be more athletic. Some guys that have had some real success are Mark Bell and Jesse Burdick, and so being lucky enough that I know these guys, I get to chat with them about it and let them help dial me into what's going to work for me. So I really don't eat poorly now. The biggest difference is I'm not eating enough. I'm not eating enough times a day. And my macros are pretty good, but they're not done at the right time. So I'm starting off, Jesse Burdick's got me lined out doing some backloading. We're going to see how that's going to go. Yesterday was my first day of it. I really felt like I shoved food in my face all day long and was stuffed, but was still hungry all day. This is definitely a plus over the 2 times that I eat normal, 2 or 3 times I eat normally, and just kind of solid meals all day instead of having any of a real plan to it. So I figure if I can drop some fat and kind of see how throwing maintains with that, it's not going to be a negative. So that fat doesn't help me throw any further. The biggest challenge I think I'm going to see with this is I can't really afford to drop a lot of weight. I know personally that I throw my best, usually between 270 and 285. 280. If once I break 285, I'm just too fat and I feel slow. However, I'm really strong, but once I'm kind of under 270, I just don't feel like I have the ass to counter the heavier implements and really put anything into it. My strength really goes in the shitter. So I know this diet with the backloading is supposed to help maintain a lot of strength and maintain a lot of muscle mass. So I guess we'll see how it goes. I'm pretty excited about it, and those guys know their shit, and I mean, they're proof that it's worked. That's kind of what's going on right now. The new book, Throwing Lab, as well as the old book, Training Lab, have really started selling a lot more in the last couple weeks, and excited about that. I hope you guys are using them. These are a really good tool. Throwing Lab is going to help you all. There's hard copies available online. And Training Lab, I get questions, is this going to be good for other athletes other than throwers? And the answer is yes. It's just tailoring it a little bit. Like if you don't have a season that you need to peak for, the off-season training as well as the in-season strength and speed are going to be great for an athlete. I mean, I don't know what sport that you compete in, but most of them require you to have stronger shoulders, back, hips, legs, and core, and that's really what this program attacks. The biggest difference is you're not going to throw as some of your accessory work, but you're going to compete in your sport. I mean, practice your sport. So, but basic strength training that makes you stronger is basic strength training. And one of the things talking with Mark Bell about training the other day that is kind of different as a thrower, and I know I've gone over it with a lot of you, but I compete 20 times a year. So that adds to a little bit different planning for training. I don't just get to taper up and taper down for every single game that I do. I've got to be, focused on maybe working on one thing. Like currently right now, my hammers are my weak spot, and that's what I'm trying to fix up. So that's what I hope to throw better next weekend. That's what's been seeing the most time in training is working on hammers. Picking up that weak spot is going to help me a lot in my overall game, and that's what makes the biggest difference. With the Highland Games, you can't afford to drop. I can't have a weak event. There's 9 events, and the top guys are good in all of them, and you can't afford to slack. So my good ones are good, and they can stay that way, but my bad ones need to get better. And that goes for everybody. Fix your weak spots. Get rid of the holes in your game. Get rid of the holes in your sport. Figure out your weaknesses and improve them. So that's it for today. Yeah, that's about it. I apparently have to go eat. So back to Meat Town later.